me they had the belief, but it's a lot better to get the W in the win column. I also spoke to Emily Ainsler, and she said we haven't crumbled. That's the most important thing about this team, guys.
Thank you so much, Meg, as Connecticut will get the first possession of the ball game. Here's Alyssa Thomas.
Washington starts in their man-to-man defense, and look at the quick anticipation and knock away by Brittany Sykes, one of the best to ever do it in the WNBA in terms of her defensive prowess and attention to detail. Bringing the smoke early here in DC.
It'll be Bonner, Carrington, Thomas, Jones, and Harris to start for Stephanie White as the reverse lay-in doesn't go. Edwards, Sykes, Atkins, Dolson, and Van Loo for the Mystics.
Well, Dolson did a really good job of just walling up down in there against Bree Jones. She has been effective after missing last season with an Achilles injury.
Atkins does not go as Carrington flies in for the rebound, pushing in transition. Will drop off to Harris. Now works off Thomas. Here's Bonner quickly inside. 10 on the shot clock as Jones, this time it goes.
Yeah, she shoots 51% from the floor, so she has great hands inside, always has. When she was at Maryland, she shot 62% to lead the country. She just has a great way to control her body and timing in there.
Jones comes up with the rebound. Harris inside Thomas. Too strong on that one as Sykes pulls down the rebound for Washington.
Good job by the Mystics to really make her hesitate. Alyssa Thomas took some time to make a decision.
Sykes attacking, and they're going to get a blocking foul called as Brittany Sykes will head to the free throw line. Angel Kent, Ashley Gloss, and Tyler Ricks are officials this afternoon.
The attack mode mentality of Brittany Sykes needs to remain. Look at the crossover and then attack, get a piece of the paint, and get touched up while doing so. And that's what Washington needs to do well. They did a great job in the second half at Chicago of attacking the paint after knocking in 7 threes in the first half there in the Chi-Town.
First one goes for Sykes as we take a look, Christy, at your keys to today's game.
Well, Eric Thibault has been adamant about holding on to the basketball. So hold on tight. Take good care of the ball against this Connecticut team who is tops in the WNBA in terms of all their defensive skills and schemes. And then take the paint away. You've got to take the paint away from a team like Connecticut. They love to attack it. They don't shoot the three particularly well. 9th best in the league at 31%. They want to get downhill. They want to attack that painted area and hurt you on second chance opportunities. So you've got to get glass work done too if you're Washington.
10 on the shot clock. Here's Dolson as Thomas will swat that out of bounds on the pass. 8 seconds on the shot clock for the Mystics. And Steph White has this team at 22-8.
Stephanie White has just done a masterful job at the helm. Her 3rd season there for Connecticut. And she just wants to see them stay disciplined. I don't know how many times she said that in the pregame conversation. We need to stay disciplined on both sides of it.
Sykes too strong on that one as Harris comes up with the rebound. Still early going here in the first quarter. Bonner goes to Thomas off the kick in the corner. Carrington. That one falls for DeJounte Carrington.
DeJounte Carrington is probably one of the top candidates for most improved in the WNBA this year. I mean, she has just given them an extra layer, another threat. Great attack there by Aaliyah Edwards. And that's when she's at her best, when Washington gets her set up to take hard cuts off the ball. Stephanie White referred to hard cuts as being a vacuum because you really drag the defense with you when you take hard, purposeful cuts like that.
And Bree Jones is going to get whistled for the offensive foul on the screen.
Aaliyah Edwards, the last time these two teams met, had 14 points and 9 boards. A lot of them came by way of cuts just like that one, getting downhill, taking slice cuts in that slot area, that mid-range area of the paint, and finishing.
Well, welcome to those listening to today's game on WTM 980 and the Odyssey app if you're on the move in your car or enjoying the long Labor Day weekend holiday.
How about that? Barbecue, and who's cooking out? Coming over after, right?
Let me know. Let me know where the cookout is. 9 seconds on the shot clock for the Mystics as the ball out of bounds.
Washington looking to execute. We were at practice yesterday. They're working on a lot of these kinds of things, situational setups on the offensive end and making sure they're executing to perfection.
2 seconds. Sykes got by. Carrington lays it up and in.
She put the stop-start on it.
Taken away by Van Loo. Cross court to Sykes. Sykes attacking Jones. And Sykes is going to head back to the free throw line. An intentional effort attacking the hoop from the Mystics here early.
Well, it was a cross match on that last possession as Bree Jones fouled her, but right here, the in and out. Ooh, put the brakes on. Ooh, stop and go. The hydraulics by Slim, big time. And then she gets right to the rack for the smooch off the window for a deuce. And I love when she is activated in that way. The intentionality behind her attack mode mentality is so good and tough to stop.
A quiet game on Wednesday at Chicago. Just 6 points. 2 of 4 from the free throw line. So already, you look at Sykes making a concerted effort. She has 5 in this first few minutes. Had 6, as I mentioned, in that entire game.
Yeah, but she found a lot of other ways to impact the game as Jones was handled that. You know, in the last 4 games, she has 7 steals and 4 blocks. And she's 4 steals coming into this game, 4 steals away from 300 steals for her defensive-minded career, but can also obviously get a bucket.
Dolson to Van Loo. Quick trigger. Does not go. Harris with the rebound for Connecticut.
I like how Washington is shadowing the rebounder. No easy outlet passes. Just trying to slow the pace for Connecticut, who wants to push it.
Going to get a whistle and a foul on Van Loo as Olivia Nelson-Ododa and Veronica Burton will check in here early for Coach White.
They go deep into their bench. They added Marina Mabry in a trade right there at right before the trade deadline, actually, and just another viable threat from the outside. Mabry brings grit to the table on the defensive end for the Sun as well.
8 on the shot clock for Carrington. Carrington attacking.
I like that matchup.
Burton the 3, that falls.
Well, I like that matchup, the initial primary match with Brittany Sykes taking Carrington and then Julie Van Loo coming in and giving that second body to her. But if you do that, you've got to scramble out of those double teams.
Carrington with the deflection. Burton now pushing for the Sun. Bonner. Nelson-Ododa inside, gets that to go up over the rim.
Maybe she didn't have full possession. Looks like she got an extra step there, but Nelson-Ododa with a nice soft touch in front of the rim.
You don't see it often where the 2 best defenders in the game end up guarding each other on both ends, as they're going to get a whistle and a foul here on Dolson, saying she used a little too much of the hip backside action on that clearing.
But you can't do that. And right here, you see Dejanay Carrington just trying to get downhill on Sykes. Sykes staying square with her. But Van Loo pinched down, and that's the beauty for Connecticut and the struggle for Washington, right? If you pinch down, someone else has got to hedge that area, so that shot isn't free and easy on the spray out.
Emily Engstler, Jade Melvin into the ball game here for Washington. Carrington working off Nelson-Ododa. And now they're going to get Thomas on the screen. So their officials, Christy, seem to be really paying attention to the screen action.
Yeah, well, you can't do the bump. You know, you can't throw your hip over and get outside of your cylinder. If you're a screen setter, you have to let the opponent come to you. You can't go hunt them. You can't get outside of yourself and make contact. Both teams have done that the last couple of possessions.
Atkins. Sykes will take it this time. Doesn't go. Burton with the rebound.
I like that shot, though, by Sykes. No hesitation, and that's what Eric Tebow told us prior to the game. If you're open, they're going to give you a second to shoot. You got to let it go.
Just like Carrington did there, let that one fly. There's now a 13-7 lead here for Connecticut.
Carrington's knocked in 2. She's only a 27% shooter from range, but she has been knocking in a couple here to get the Sun off on the right track.
An 8-0 run right now for Connecticut. 10 on the shot clock. Sykes. Get that to go over Bonner.
Oh, my goodness. She put that one in the skillet and started sizzling that one. Her footwork was so great on that play. Slowed the defense down enough to get that shot off.
Atkins is going to get whistled for the foul. Locked up Carrington. And we're going to get a timeout here in the action. A 13-9 lead for Connecticut.
Get out to a quick start on the offensive side. That bodes well for Washington, missing Shakira Austin. Yet again, as you see her right there in the frame, with an ankle injury, missing her second consecutive contest.
Marina Mabry into the ball game for Connecticut out of that timeout. Carrington at the line, a 78% free throw shooter.
In the last game against Chicago, Washington turned the sky over 23 times. So let's see if that aggressiveness will continue in this one. And a lot of the games that they've won, the last 3 wins in a row, come down to defense. And you can't wait till the end of the game to dial it up. Like, put pressure on right now, right? Get on the glass right now. Don't wait till the end of the game. And you know you can do it then. But why have so much pressure on yourself?
Edwards, a little show, comes back middle, doesn't get that to fall.
Nelson Adota and Edwards, they played 2 years together at UConn. Very familiar with one another in terms of skill set and habits.
Carrington, a lot of confidence right now.
I mean, I'm looking at Steph White's face, and she was like, okay, Dejanay, 3 threes in this game. I already said 27% from range coming into this one, but she is flying that thing in free and easy for Connecticut.
Melvin has that block by Burton. Going to be 8 seconds on the shot clock for Washington. Carly Samuelson into the ball game for Washington as well.
Veronica Burton, one of the best defensive players in the country during her collegiate career at Northwestern. 4 times named Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, and she showed you exactly why on that last play. Gotta know where she is if you're Washington.
5 on the shot clock now. Edwards has to let it go. That one's off the mark. And shot clock violation. Edwards kind of stuck with that grenade, but the confidence to even take it says a lot.
Yeah, I mean, she's 0 for 4 from 3, but again, when the pin is pulled out of the grenade and it comes your way, you got to launch that thing. And I mean, it had a chance, it just didn't get a piece of the rim. That's something that the Mystics are working with Leah Edwards on to increase her range.
9-point lead here for Connecticut. Bonner trying to add to it, can't connect. Samuelson with the rebound for Washington. Under 3 minutes to go here in the opening quarter.
I love that Carly Samuelson is back on the floor for the Washington Mystics. She just provides a lot of extra leadership. Yes, you know that she is an ample 3-point striker. She's a great defender as well, and that gets lost.
She gets tagged there on the shot, so she'll head to the free throw line. Continues to just work herself back to 100%. Anytime it's a leg injury in any capacity, you don't, when you're working through it, you don't have that capacity to get the conditioning.
Absolutely, and you can see right there on the way up, Tawana Bonner incredulously with the nonverbal, I didn't do it. But Carly Samuelson, you want to run her off that 3-point line. But she has the ability to score on all 3 levels. Yes, ma'am. She can take charges too defensively, and that's what Eric Thibault was discussing with us prior to the game as well. And she brings an extra edge to the squad on the defensive end. And when you have that and the ability to stretch the floor, she only played 12 minutes against Chicago. 1 of 3 from 3, but it was a huge shot when she came in. The timing of that 3 was what Washington needed at that juncture of the game.
Eric Thibault saying she will be on a minutes restriction. Just the deflection here. Now in transition. Left that short. And Tori Walker-Kimbrough fighting for that loose ball. Will head to the free throw line.
And Tori Walker-Kimbrough was like, I'm going to leave with something on this play. Okay,
I'm
leaving here with something. She was scrapping for that possession down in the mud in the trenches for the Mystics on a broken play. And 9 times out of 10, you get it in a crowded area like that on an offensive board and just get in your shooting motion, you're going to get the whistle. Because no one's really in great defensive position.
It's the first. Continues to be tops in the league off the bench for Washington and their bench mob. Tori Walker-Kimbrough continues to lead this bench mob squad.
Yeah, MOB, minutes off bench. She's the captain of that team, and she's been able to just come in and play her role. A huge steal and a big layup at Chicago. Big reason why they came away with a win on the road just a couple games ago.
Kone into the ball game for Washington, into the corner. Burton attacking, pull-up J, doesn't go. Kone with the rebound, and she was fantastic in her minutes against Chicago as Walker-Kimbrough just couldn't corral that on the move.
Yeah, she was looking ahead, trying to probably decipher where to put the ball with a pass. Just lost the connectivity there for a moment.
But Kone putting her hand up like, that's my fault.
It's a team. We all take the turnover in the column as a team turnover, but a little zig and a zag, a miscue, but they'll get it together next time. But Sika Kone is what you were saying, is the whistle blows here. I'll get back to it.
A whistle and a foul. And it's on Kone.
Oh, darn it. Well, we'll Sika to it.
A whistle and a foul. And it's on Kone.
Oh, darn it. Well, Washignton Kone, I mean, she has a tremendous upside. She only has 1 year under her belt in the WNBA. Was with Minnesota, came over in that trade with Maisha Hines-Allen at the trade deadline and showed something as well. But Washignton Kone has a motor down in there. She had impeccable footwork, too. And at Chicago, it's a really solid bucket-making ability in the paint.
Ball out of bounds, it'll go to Washignton. She had great footwork there trying to contend with Nelson Adota, who she gives up some size to height-wise, but really kept her out of that area to make herself available.
Yeah, you got to fight with your feet. It's a foot fight down in the paint, and I can't overstate that enough. You can't just be standing. You have to be on your toes, ready to move and do a 2 or 3 step to get around and be disruptive in there.
5 on the shot clock. Walker Kimbrough lost her footing, and they're going to get a jump ball called. It'll be 3 seconds on the shot clock if Washignton wins the tip. And it'll be Burton and Walker Kimbrough to jump it up. As Ty Harris returns for Connecticut. Kone comes up with it. Little pass fake, had to put that up. As Burton comes up with a loose ball off the miss. Bonner running the floor. And unfortunately, Kone is now going to get tagged with what looks to be her second foul of the ball game here.
And that's not what Eric Thibault and his staff want to see, but you can see Kone right there. She put her hands up, and instead of putting her hands up, you know what she should have done? That left foot over and cut Bonner off and then get vertical. That should have been the second thing. The arms going up has to be the second thing. You've got to be established and then wall up. And that's why she got the foul. She got into the body because her feet were not established.
Under a minute to go here. You see Bonner's numbers this season, and as of late, last 5 games, she's been struggling a bit from the floor, shooting under 30%. And maybe for her, just seeing those free throws go down is what she needs. But that would be to the displeasure here, of course, of the Mystics.
Well, she had a season high at Dallas on August 14th, 29 points, and just had her way in that game, but just hasn't been able to get back in that rhythm and flow.
Whistle and foul called on Marina Maybury. So Carly Samuelson will step back to the free throw line. And that one rims in and out.
She hadn't missed a free throw all season.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it beforehand. That's why I was quiet.
I didn't say anything.
I was quiet.
She splits the pair there. So now she'll be at what, 99.998%?
There we go. Elena Deladon numbers. What's up, ADV? Deladon taking the year off for rest this year for the Washington Mystics.
Cross court, Maybury. Little floater. And Carly Samuelson is adamant that she did not touch her. Eric Thibault looks at his bench to see if he should challenge.
She said, I did not touch her at all.
When the whistle blew, it will be jumping up at center court.
Right.
Nelson Adota and Kone will jump it up. And Connecticut will retain the possession after that challenge.
Let's see what Washington does defensively here. Connecticut is so poised and good. Eric Thibault said late in the shot clock, one of the best teams in terms of executing with little time.
Maybury 3 in the corner, touches every part of the rim but does not fall. Engstler with the rebound and push. Shot clock turned off. Now Melvin, 5 on the shot clock. 2 seconds, attacking the clock. too strong. Kone trying to fight for the rebound in the first quarter. In Southeast DC, Christy, will come to an end as the Mystics trail by 6.
A good attack, good energy by the Mystics. Second quarter on deck. On full display what she has been able to do on the offensive end, which is score 7 points in 6 minutes. The pull-up, rise fire in the midi, and it's her bobblehead night for good measure. The slim bobblehead here at ESA.
Carly Samuelson out of the quarter break with the 3.
And that's what she does so incredibly well. You blink and you miss the release of her triple try. She has the ability to stretch the floor just with her presence alone.
Here's Jones inside. And gets that to drop.
Well, once she gets you underneath the bottom of the net, you're in no woman's land, okay? Because there's no help that can cover you because she's right in the middle of the lane and right in front of the rim.
Angsler, that back cut. Pat Harris didn't see anything coming her way.
Great connectivity by the Washington Mystics. Their assist numbers have really been fantastic this season. Oh no.
Alyssa Thomas and Carly Samuelson both down. Thomas is grabbing at her lower right leg. Samuelson
was setting that screen and just slipped like it was
knee to knee.
Knee to knee or leg to leg, and it's just, oh gosh. And Carly Samuelson is trying to shake that contact off as well. Hopefully both players are okay. Alyssa Thomas also just straight off the Paris Olympics, her first Olympic experience, winning a gold medal for USA women's basketball, 8 in a row for them.
Poked away by Atkins. Melbourne pushing in transition. Now Walker Kimbrough, cross court. Atkins rises and connects.
Well, that's something that Eric Thibault said. He said Connecticut is such a great defensive team. When you catch it, you got to make a quick decision whether you're going to shoot it, dribble it, or pass it. The triple threat of it all. But if you're going to shoot it, you better let it go and not hesitate. And Ariel Atkins did just that in the corner.
A 9-2 run. Here's Harris. As she connects, make that a 9-5 run.
Ty Harris is just so tough, out of South Carolina. 4 years of WNBA experience. Kriston Staley, her coach.
Atkins back-to-back tray balls. And it's tied at 25.
Ariel Atkins, a 35% shooter from 3. Has found her cadence from range. 2 smooth ones dropped for AA.
Jones couldn't corral. Down to the ground, trying to tie it up as Kone got after it. And it'll be a jump ball between Jones and Kone.
Don't get it lost in the sauce, if you will. Ariel Atkins is a 5-time defensive team member in the WNBA. And what happens when she gets those steals, they're able to get down in the quarter court. She can relocate and clear out, get to the top, and knock in another 3.
And with that steal, it marks 300 for her career as she continues to chase down Elena Beard.
Well, good luck with that. AB was recently enshrined into the Mystics Hall of Fame here. And so what a staunch defensive player she was in the league, 2 times being named Defensive Player in the year in the WNBA.
Well, I mean, Christy, she's only 64 away now. I think she could do it. She can see this. It's in striking distance.
She can get it. If anybody can get it, Ariel Atkins can get it. That's what we're going to say on that. But you know, there is the Hall of Fame, Vicky Bullitt, Shamika Holtzclaw, Muriel Page, the late great Nikki McCrae Pinson, and of course Elena Beard. Just last week had her name sewn into the fabric here of the Mystics organization.
Harris getting both free throws. Now a 27-25 lead for Connecticut. Shug Sutton getting the first opportunity to see her here at ESA.
I love her energy that she brings to the table as well. Emily Angsler putting on a display of basketball handles.
One hands that to Sutton inside Kone. 6 on the shot clock. Spins off Jones. Could not get that to finish.
A good idea though, and I like the ISO game with her right in front of the rim. Tough to guard, as we stated earlier.
Angsler gets in there to try to tie up Mabry, is whistled for a foul though.
It looked like that could have been a jump ball. Emily Engstler was right there when Mabry turned around in the double team. She just, oh, wow, that's a jump. Hey, listen, we got the other one right. I think we got that one right, too, even though maybe it was because she was behind her, and that reach in initially was across the arm before she got to the basketball, and that's why it was deemed a foul.
I thought it was clean. It looked pretty good. Here's Mabry. Picked up by Atkins. Harris, baseline cut and the finish.
You can't get stuck with your eyes on the basketball and you miss your cutter slipping right behind your back along that short corner area along the baseline. Got to have your head on a swivel and stay 100% alert.
Mabry off the takeaway, steps into it and knocks it down.
Talking about a player that doesn't need much time to let it fly from range. Marina Mabry, she has been such an electrifying three-point striker in the WNBA. Since she graduated at Notre Dame, played with Dallas.
Carrington causes the deflection, misses the layup though. Would have added to their 7-0 run for Connecticut. They've got a 32-25 lead. Kone flips that one up, drops it home.
Yeah, more paint points. Both teams with 8 paint points so far in this game, but I think Washington would be better served if they continue to attack that.
And an offensive foul is going to be called on Mabry. And Meg, you have an update for us from Connecticut.
Yeah, as you saw, Alyssa Thomas helped off the floor. I did talk to the Suns PR staff. She just said that that Alyssa Thomas is questionable to return, and I'll update you when I have more, guys.
Meg, thank you so much. So right now, at least it stands that she will be questionable to return. And if we get any update from the Sun PR, we'll make sure to get it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a player in Alyssa Thomas who has played for years with 2 rotator cuff injuries to her shoulders because she wanted to play that much. Like, the passion and love for the game stood that high for her.
Couldn't complete that one, Carrington. That was a really beautiful pass from Mabry.
Man, enough spin on it and speed to put it right where it needed to be, right in the pocket. For Dejanay Carrington to catch it in stride and finish.
And whistle. Foul called on Veronica Burton.
Yeah, when they can get in the open floor and get these long passes, Mabry, look at this bouncer, spin on it, boom, right into the hands of Dejanay Carrington in stride. All she had to do was catch it and lay it in. Simplify the game. It's an easy game to play. And some people complicate it and make it so difficult. It's very simple. Nicely executed, though, by Connecticut.
Sutton attacking. That drop off to Dolson.
And that was such a superb play by Shug Sutton. Drawing 2.5, maybe even 3 defenders, and then dropping the dime on the weak side.
Dolson on the defensive end takes it right into the hands of Carrington.
It's a snatch and go.
Dolson in transition, cannon. And the Mystics have cut this to a 2-point lead.
How do you like that?
Mabry inside, lays it up and in, back to a 4-point lead.
This is the pace Washington wants, though. They're in full attack, playing with a ton of confidence.
Here's Sutton now, working off Dolson with space. Thought about it, Dolson. 10 on the shot clock, back to Sutton. Edwards, 4 seconds. Sutton. Edwards, too strong, and a shot clock violation.
An exhilarating sequence for the Washington Mystics. Shug Sutton drawing 3 defenders, dropping the dime, weak side. Big Mama Steph paying it off, Steph Dolson for a deuce. And then speaking of dropping things off, look at that little pitch pass back to Steph Dolson, paying it off from long range, where she leads the WNBA, shooting 49% from 3. And that's been the beauty of her game. It has levels and layers to it. And the acceptance of her role for this team, for this season, has really been stellar.
Even over the course last 3 games, not great from 3, just 2 made threes. As a blocking foul was going to be called on Brittany Sykes, but to your point, still shooting it around 48% from three.
For sure. Still leading the league there, but she had 17 points in that game because she went down into the inside into the paint. But look at the last 3 games for Steph Dolson. The rebounds against Seattle, she had 10 of those, right? And then against LA, she had 8 assists. So she is finding different ways to impact the game, and you love to see that kind of commitment to excellence.
Bonner forces a timeout by Erin Tebow. And a Connecticut lead now sits at 39-32. Under 4. Travel like you live. And by Dirty Habit. Come find yours at the premier spot to be before and after every game. A 39-32 lead, just under 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. If you're just joining us, Alyssa Thomas unfortunately went down with a leg injury and is currently questionable to return. If we get an update from Connecticut, we'll pass that along. Here's Dolson inside, kicks it. Edwards, nice little short jumper.
And that was fantastic off-ball movement once again by the rookie Aaliyah Edwards, who I believe could be a member of the all-rookie team this year. She has been able to come off the bench for the Mystics, start games for the Mystics, but play quality defense, taking charges in that Chicago game, and shoring up the interior. But it's the off-ball awareness for me. Like the basketball IQ of her making that kind of cut off the ball, very high. And that little mid-range slot shot that she dropped home, very smooth.
Offensive foul called on Olivia Nelson-Adota. Here's Sykes. Pull-up jumper. Does not go. Loose ball. Carrington has it taken away by Dolson on the swipe. Atkins thought about it. Edwards attacking. Tried to kick it, but Bonner took it away.
He was trying to get it back out to Dolson. Got stuck underneath the rim.
Bonner comes back for the lay-in, looking for the foul, as is Stephanie White.
Those go-go gadget arms by Juana Bonner, man, there's something else. Tough to stop that. Even if you wall her up, she's going to reach behind your high hands and somehow finish.
Edwards, great bounce, pocket pass from Julie Van Loo.
There's Julie Van Loo. Making her presence felt, the 31-year-old rookie for the Mystics. Quality playmaker for the team.
Block from Sykes.
Oh, boy. Oh.
Dolson inside, Sykes block from Carrington.
Oh, my. Another scintillating sequence for both teams, and hopefully Sykes is okay.
The GDIT defense play of the game, Christy. I mean, it's easy to figure out what it is.
It's Brittany Sykes, once again, as it has been on many occasions this season. The defensive prowess, come get that and get it all the way out of here. Nelson-Adota, 6'4", 6'5". Sykes climbing the ladder to send that one out the window of the penthouse.
Mabry attacking, too strong off the window. Dolson protecting and controlling off the glass. 41-36, Connecticut lead. Sykes attacking, lays it up and in.
There'll be no denying that one, even though she got her shot pinned on the glass by Carrington. Carrington was her match right there, and she had a head nod going back the other way, saying, I'm still here. Brittany Sykes bringing the toughness and grit to the court, as always. And she loves that no fear on that next possession, going right back to it. Straight back at it.
Steph Dolson whistled for the foul. So Nelson-Adota to the free throw line. Just a 57% free throw shooter, but does get the first. Halftime live. Wes and Chas, who's back in the studio, will have you covered once we conclude here.
Well, the last 8 games, Nelson-Adota shooting 72% from the floor. So a big reason why she's on the floor is to provide that extra layer of offense on the interior, but also her ability to defend for Connecticut inside.
Dolson. Now Atkins, 10 on the shot clock. Works off Edwards. Pull up. That one falls. What a smooth touch.
A little bit off balance. Mabry there to disrupt her mechanics on her shot, but she was able to snuggle that one in.
Dolson taps that away. Ends up though in the corner with Carrington. That one's off the mark. Van Loo pushing.
Just waiting for her friends to join the party here in transition.
Atkins on the low cross with the layup and the kick.
How about that, Ariel Atkins? Just sliding her way to the rim.
43-42 Connecticut lead. 33 seconds to go here in the quarter. Harris kicks it. Bonner attacking. Has it stripped. And it will go out of bounds. Atkins has 10 points all in this quarter.
Stephanie White wanted some contact there, so she hit her on the hand.
Has 10 points all in this quarter.
Stephanie White wanted some contact there, so she hit her on the hand on the drive.
And Atkins now 2,800 plus and counting points-wise. 4 on the shot clock. Mabry, Nelson Adota, and Atkins is going to get whistled for the foul. And that will be Atkins' second foul.
2 shots.
Nelson Adota back to the free throw line.
Eric Thibault set to put Carly Samuelson back in with a short clock here before the first half ends. So I wonder if she's going to be the recipient of some action to get a touch and a shot.
Edwards will go out.
Really nice job by her. 3 of 5 from the floor, 6 points. 13 minutes of play time for the rookie.
Dodo makes it a 3-point lead for the Sun. Shot clock is turned off. Mystics will have 11 seconds to work with here.
Let's see what they get set up here. You see Samuelson dive and then a high ball screen by Dolson.
Sykes left that short as Mabry comes up with the rebound. And the first half will come to a close and a 3-point deficit for Washington, Christy.
Well, what I thought Washington did well was attack the painted area, an 18-14 advantage. And the full season statistics from her range there. So that's going to be something I'm going to watch for, quite honestly. But you know, the way that Washington has played with a sense of ease, but also with the firepower and discipline on the offensive end, can you maintain that and continue to carve away?
Here's Dolson. Gets things going with a 3.
Or that. I'm looking for Steph Dolson to knock in some threes, but it was because of great spacing and sharing of the basketball and getting to that second side and getting the ball to Dolson at the 3-point line. And we spoke with Steph White prior to the game about their 3-point defense and how they are top 3 in the league with that. And she just said, hey, we need to rush them defensively. So let's see what broke down for Connecticut in that regard. You see Ariel Atkins getting a piece of the paint and Bonner overhelped. And now she has to run a mile to get out to contest Dolson's shot. So you have to trust your speed, but you can't overhelp to the lane line and expect to get out and contest triples.
Mabry answers with a 3 for Connecticut.
And that's something Washington needs to contend with, right? The ability for them to get a piece of the paint. And Steph White calling those cuts vacuums. And drawing the defense to the paint and then those spray out abilities.
Atkins is off the mark there. If you're just joining us here at the third quarter mark, Carrington in transition, too strong. Jones just the second offensive rebound for Connecticut, and it leads to their 5th offensive second chance point.
Yeah, that's a major deal, and the 3-point shooting continues to be hot for Connecticut. They were 7 of 10 in that first half, and right now sitting at 9 for 12, so Washington needs to shore up their 3-point percentage defense against Connecticut.
Van Loo, 3 is off the mark, rebounded by Mabry. Mabry quickly down the floor, holds her own number and connects again. And Aaron Thibault has seen enough to start this third quarter, wants a timeout.
Stephanie White saw what she wanted. She's congratulating her team and saying good job, but there's got to be a couple of triples for Connecticut. And Steph White told us before the game, she said, hey, that's not really our wheelhouse. That's not our strongest suit offensively. They're 9th best in the league, shooting 31%. But Mabry, wow, she is that key piece to open up the floor for Connecticut as she opened up this half with a barrage of threes.
Carrington picks the pocket of Atkins in transition, lays it up and in. It's now an 11-0 run for Connecticut after Dolson tied it at 45.
And quick as a cat reflexes for Dejanay Carrington, plucking that one away like a grape from Ariel Atkins in the open court.
Sykes is down on the floor. Bonner back the other way for Connecticut. They have an advantage, and Sykes is grabbing at her left ankle.
Oh, no.
As both teams come back the other way.
I mean, they've got to blow the whistle, right? Because they're in live ball.
Timeout.
Okay. I mean, when it comes back down that way and there's an injured player, they've got to stop play. Syracuse was on one of the games where she got hurt, and she battled back from that. She was emotional with our Meg McDonald, as you see Brittany Sykes giving the fans some love on the way out. But Meg McDonald had her after the LA game, and she was emotional, and she said she had to ask herself, do you want this? And she had an amazing showing in that game.
Back to action here. Carrington called for the foul, and if you can see in the distance, Alyssa Thomas is back on the Connecticut bench. She went down in the first half with a leg injury. Edwards off the slip. Nice pass from Van Loo.
Well, Washington has found success in that action, that pick and roll, or that pick and slip with anyone they put in that action. But I like, obviously, Aaliyah Edwards there. Great hands, keeps the ball nice and high for the finish.
Here's Jones inside. Couldn't get that to go, and a whistle and a foul. And they're going to put the foul on Aaliyah Edwards.
Aaliyah Edwards tried to get in front of Bree Jones downstairs. But I coached against Bree Jones in high school, and I think we had all 5 players on her, and we couldn't do anything with her either. It's so tough to get around because of the way she establishes her position in the paint. She had 40 on us, but it was not good.
See, I was going to leave it alone and not ask that question.
I was going to, but I mean, you know, just give her flowers. I mean, she's tough to guard.
And it makes this an 11-point lead. This is the biggest lead for Connecticut here today. 58-47. Van Loo attacking to the corner. Angsler. That one's off the mark. Mabry with the rebound.
Emily Angsler, she has been 5 of 7 in the last couple of games for the Mystics.
Bonner able to collect and finish that. Really nice body control.
Yeah. Fast break opportunities for Connecticut have been huge. It's close to being over and back with Angsler's toe hovering the line.
Samuelson kicks it. Angsler, nice rip and pull. Doesn't go.
Van Loo has yet to mark 0 for 2 from 3. Actually 0 for 3 now from 3 with 2 assists. See if she can get going now with Sykes off the floor. Two-player action with Mabry and Jones.
Jones inside. Doesn't go, and she lost her footing, slipped out of her shoe. The Mystics with a one-person advantage.
Numbers.
To the corner. Extra one. Angsler. That falls.
She self-corrected, recalibrated, and got that triple to drop. Emily Angsler, the last 3 games, 10 points in only 14 and a half minutes, shooting over 61% from the floor. So she has been incredibly effective since the Olympic break.
Mabry 3 off the mark, up the floor. Samuelson with space, thought about it, goes to Angsler. Angsler got down low. Nice little touch off the glass.
How about that? It was her body, though, for me, that stayed connected to the bigger Bonner. Has had to ask herself that a couple of times, because it's the confidence that comes from the work ethic that you put into your craft. that shines through eventually. It can't storm forever, and Emily Ainsler, she knew that she belonged in this league.
She's got that mind over matter tattoo on her left quad as well, too, as Bonner is going to head to the free throw line. In the last 2:40, the Sun haven't been able to get a field goal to go down, and it's been a 7-2 run since the injury to Brittany Sykes, Christy.
It just makes it tough. And you know, Eric Thibault, after the last game, the third win, said we've become one of the best defensive teams in the league after the break.
And you got to round up your squad for an unforgettable experience with Mystics group tickets. Call 877-DC-HOOP1 or visit WashingtonMystics.com/group tickets to get your group in the game.
Yeah, lots of groups in here once again this weekend, holiday weekend. Lots of fans in the building here in the district.
Bonner now up to 11 points. Van Loo kicks it. Samuelson lets it fly. That one hit every part of the rim but the bottom of the hoop. And the officials correct themselves and say Sun basketball, initially ruled Mystics basketball.
You could see the pursuit was there by the rookie, Aaliyah Edwards, who tried to get in there and snatch that one home. See what Connecticut's looking to do here. They like the elbow entry actions. Nice deflections by Washington.
Ainsler attacking. High off the window, too strong with the outstretched arm of Bonner.
She had to take that one up. Have that moon ball in the highest part of the backboard to no avail.
Bonner shake-shifting, kicks it Carrington. Cut off by Samuelson. There's the defense Eric Thibault was telling us about before the game. Van Loo thought about it.
Oh, I wouldn't have been mad at it if that shot went up by Julie Van Loo.
This one will. That one doesn't go. Van Loo tracks her own rebound down. Takes again. This one too strong. Van Loo just can't find the bottom of the hoop today.
Just a little frustrated, too. You saw a little bit of the body language there, like, come on. Like, those are makeable shots, unguarded, those last two.
And those are shots we've seen her hit, as we see Mabry hit another three here in this third quarter.
Difference maker, 5 of 7 from range now for Marina Mabry, 6 of 11 from the floor to go along with 5 boards and 4 assists, 17 points.
Walker Kimbrough toilet bowls that one.
They need her to come alive. That's her first shot and first make. All right, so 100% shooter for Shatori Walker Kimbrough. Get her more touches, and she needs to stay active off the ball to clear herself for clean looks.
Carrington thought about it. Will attack baseline. Too strong, but will go to the free throw line. In an update from Mystics PR, Brittany Sykes' left foot is questionable.
Hopefully it's nothing serious for Brittany Sykes. She has just been on task after missing 17 games with an injury earlier this season. And Washington, you know, when you look at how they started the season, they were 0 for 12, and then there's Brittany Sykes there. But 9 and 10 since, right? But when you get all of the pieces back into the box, you can play chess, not checkers with that, right? And that's why the defense was better. Still missing the services of Shakira Austin to shore up the painted area and her ability to score inside.
Jaden Melvin, Sika Kone checking in for this one, and obviously just mentioning Sykes is questionable. Whether she is able to finish this game or not, I think she has that mindset that she just wants to be on the bench with her team.
Absolutely.
No matter what.
I mean, she is a team player and a gamer. And one of the most selfless souls in the game.
Ainsler attacking Bonner, gets into the paint, drew 2.
He's got to move.
Someone getting outlet, and unfortunately, it will lead to a 3-second violation.
Well, see, yesterday in practice, we were sitting there, and Washington was working on getting blitzed or getting double teamed, wherever that may happen, on the perimeter or inside. And I asked Eric Thibault, hey, what do you want to see done when that happens? What do the others have to be doing? And he said, you know, we've got to be able to pass behind something like that. We've got to get a roller or get a pass to the top. But no one moved immediately on that one.
Bonner with the lay-in. And Connecticut is perfect from the free throw line, but the three-point shooting that we talked about, Christy, they are shooting 73%.
I mean, that is just unheard of a team that's 9th best, shooting 31% coming into this one. I mean, they're just outdoing themselves from the three-point line.
Kone with the little deuce.
I like Kone's game. She's bouncy. She makes the proper decisions. She has solid footwork. And then she gets a deflection.
Engstler has it taken away by Burton. Burton quickly up the floor, attacking Melvin. And Veronica Burton, going to head to the free throw line, but Kone fought for that possession on the opposite end.
And she had to. Defenders, as we said earlier, in the Big Ten, 4 times Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year for Northwestern, and Joe McEwen. And she just has the uncanny ability to make the proper plays when it comes to anticipation. And she's always going to be on time with that. She cut right across on that weak side to tip that one away and take it the other side.
Steph Dolson returning to the ball game. Engstler to the bench. Some good minutes there from Emily Engstler. And really and truly, all season long, she has, when she's gotten in the game, Emily Engstler has found a way to impact the game in some capacity.
Yeah, and that's what you want, right? Come in and have a positive plus-minus for your squad. Be an energy giver. It doesn't always have to be points.
Samuelson doesn't go. Melvin keeps it alive for Washington. Under 2 minutes to go. Samuelson gets doubled, kicked it. Dolson to Melvin. That three's off the mark as Bonner comes down with the rebound.
And they need some buckets. Maybe Ariel Atkins coming. Oh, and there she comes. I was just wondering where she was, because they need some scoring right here to close this gap.
Kone came up with the steal for Washington. 90 seconds to go here in the third. Dolson. That one rattles home.
And Big Mama Steph with the Big Mama triple. And the Mystics needed that for some traction. They've had some empty possessions, and that can kind of take the life out of your energy on the defensive end. Get some shots down, and now you can dial it up a little stronger on the defensive side.
Don't let Bonner get hot from three.
Listen, oh my. She's a 29% shooter from there, but just slow out of the gates in terms of her percentage from three this season, but she is a reliable scorer from range.
Samuelson off the mark there. Nelson Adoda with the rebound for Connecticut. Under a minute to go now in this third quarter. Burton attacking. Too strong on the layup. Melvin pushing with the pass.
And that's why you get to the corner and spread that defense out.
Dolson couldn't connect.
So when you're running that fast break, you got to go right to the corner. The defense has to honor you, especially if you're a shooter and a shot maker.
Mabry. Mabry, a little hesitation. The floater. She has perfected that.
Oh, man. Just the soft touch, a little moon ball, flick of the wrist.
Kone was trying to beat the clock. Beats Bonner as she will get to the free throw line with the whistle called. And Bonner, you can see it all over her body language, like, come on. I know better than that.
And Steph White's body language is very similar to that. Like, and two-time WNBA champion with the Phoenix Mercury. Many times named 6th player of the year. And just right there, just reached in. And sometimes you just can't help yourself. And right there, Bonner just tapped her on the arm. Too bad on that, but she'll learn from that. Next time she won't do it.
Kone so far has got the first two. Melvin, 1 second on the clock. And the third quarter will come to an end as Connecticut holds on to a 76-62 lead here as we head to the fourth quarter. Fans here between the quarters. 76-62 Sun lead. And they will have first possession of Stu fall into the ball game here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Connecticut plus 11 in that third quarter, and Washington showing a little zone here to start the fourth. Oh no, matchup.
Carrington lost the handle and steps in and out of bounds, so it'll be a turnover.
We'll see what Washington looks for here. Maybe try to establish Ariel Atkins early in this quarter offensively. She was tough in that first half. 4 of 7 from the floor and 2 of 4 from 3.
And a foul is going to be called on Sikukone.
It's been on that screening action. She was trying to free Carly Samuelson with the dribble handoff and just chucked into Dejanay Carrington. I like this matchup with Dolson and Bree Jones. Staying connected to her.
Harris 3 connects.
And Ty Harris has been huge off the bench. 37% shooter from 3. And that is something that has been a big chunk of offensive production for Connecticut. The 3 ball. 13 of 17.
Got the poke here on the deflection. Misses the first. Gets her own rebound. Kicks it to Burton for 3. She rattles it home.
14 of 18 now from 3.
And Sykes, who is questionable to return, has walked to the scorer's table as Ariel Atkins gets the pull-up jumper.
I'm not gonna lie, I just had the little hairs on the back of my neck stand up because I'm so excited that she gets a chance to compete, and she's okay to do so health-wise. So Brittany Sykes making her way back to the floor.
Harris, a quick 5 here. 84-64. Connecticut has extended their lead. Biggest lead of the ball game for them here. Melbourne. That one falls from the corner.
And that's what they need. But now they also need consecutive stops. And in the last game for Connecticut, they had won 11 straight games before running into a buzzsaw in a close game against the Indiana Fever. And the Fever made 5 more threes in that game. So now with them making the threes, they found some space and some comfortability with their lead.
Carrington. To the corner, Melvin. Atkins needed it.
Ariel Atkins coming up huge from range, and Washington finding some traction of their own from the outside, knocking in a couple triples in the last couple of possessions here at home.
Harris left that short. 84-70 lead now for Connecticut.
Let's see if they can get another one.
Atkins on the low cross into the hands of Harris, unfortunately, but then Samuelson takes it back. Melvin, count it. And Steph White wants a timeout. The Mystics, Christie, on a 9-0 run. For the Mystics have cut it to an 11-point lead for Connecticut. At MedStar Health, we're proud the Mystics continue to trust us as their medical team. And how we treat the pros is how we treat you. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people.
And speaking of people, Brittany Sykes back on the floor after being carried off. I mean, the fortitude of Slim is big time.
Carrington, 5 on the shot clock, and an offensive foul. Brittany Sykes was there to take it.
How about that one? Slim with the wry smile, jogging her way back down the floor. Carrington just pushes and displaces Brittany Sykes on this play. She was established as a legal guarding defender and got lifted out of her spot. Fantastic defense once again by Slim.
10 on the shot clock. Dolson looking. Kicks it. Angsler 3. Got it.
Sharing of the basketball. That has been a major key for the Washington Mystics. 20 assists on 27 made shots here this afternoon.
Mabry turns. And a foul called on Ariel Atkins.
Let's take a look at the previous possession, the extra pass from Dolson, who had committed defense to her. The swing triple for Angsler drops in. 2 of 3 from range for Emily. And she has 10 points in 15 minutes of play.
And the crowd is displeased with the foul called, but when it was called, Ariel Atkins walked over to Eric, looked at him and said, yeah, and just nodded like there is a foul.
Got a little close. You know, just because it was delayed, it doesn't mean it was denied. It wasn't wrong. But she had her hand right there in the shooting pocket and got a piece of the arm on the way up.
86-76 Connecticut lead. 5:48 to go here in the fourth quarter. Meg McDonald, Christy Winter-Scott, Megan McPeak with you. Melvin, kick back. Dolson. Another one.
It has been a 3-point shooting barrage by both teams. 13 made triples by Washington, 14 by Connecticut.
Bonner 3 off the mark. Harris with the rebound. And they're going to wave off the shot. Inside out of bounds for Connecticut. Sykes with the foul.
Well, this is what happens. Jade Melvin commits 2 defenders to her. And then Bree Jones, she was all the way down at the lane line. There's no way that she can come out and disrupt that 3-point triple try by Steph Dolson up top.
The Mystics are 5 for 5 from long range here in this quarter.
And Dolson 4 of 5 this afternoon from range.
Jones with the lay-in. Nice 2-person game.
And that's what Connecticut likes to do. They like to slip Jones behind the defense there. You saw Steph Dolson right there at the lane line and couldn't drop to cut her off that route to the rim.
Even at 24 points in the paint for both teams, Atkins is going to get called for the offensive foul.
She had an attack of that closeout on Mabry and just got too close to her. There's a little double drag screen. Looking to get a double pin down.
Mabry goes baseline. Wanted the whistle. Angsler is pushing for Washington. Atkins rises. Mabry with the rebound. 88-79.
Washington just needs to get some stops here, whether it's a steal or a board. They've got to get some consecutive stops here to build on the offensive end and maybe attack the cup down there.
Harris, 6 on the shot clock. And a carry is called.
Very clear.
Stop.
Yeah, very clear. You saw that. The indecisiveness by Ty Harris. She tried to attack that foul line nail area of the paint and got sped up. Put her hand all the way underneath the basketball for the carry.
Aaliyah Edwards returns to the game for Washington. Sykes attacking Jones. Keeps the dribble alive. Angsler will attack, drop off, and it just slips through the fingertips of Edwards.
Really great idea, though, by Emily Angsler to commit Aaliyah Edwards' defender to the drive. Just too hard of a pass to control right there in a short space.
Under 4 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Harris works off Jones. Goes to her on the lob, collects, and gets it off the window.
And Stephanie White is incensed, wanted a foul right there, and it looked like the player's got a piece of the basketball. But Jones, as you said, has such great hands down in there. Those are mitts when the basketball comes her way.
Sykes, foul line jumper too strong. Bonner with the rebound. Mabry works off Jones. Bonner, the lob inside. Left it short. And it is going to stay with Connecticut.
Well, that early work in terms of that post positioning by Brianna Jones, that's elite. She had her sealed up high right there in the mid post. Nothing you can do except release and try to get under in time. The basics and the fundamentals get things done.
Samuelson and Walker-Kimbrough returning off the inbound. Bonner 3. Doesn't go. Jones is there for the cleanup. Left it short, and it will remain with Connecticut. But a timeout first. Under 3 to play here. A 90-79 Sun lead here in the. Thank you so much, Wes. 2:55 to go here in the fourth quarter, Christy. A 90-79 Connecticut lead.
Well, it's just been tough for Washington to get the stops necessary, and Connecticut is now getting themselves into the painted area after shooting a blistering 64% from 3 for this game. Well over their 31% clip coming into this one, 9th best in the WNBA from there. Oh.
Sykes' layup was too strong as Carrington now controlling for the Sun. Little in-out dribble off the spin. And it'll be Mystics basketball off the out of bounds.
Well, that was a quick shot by Connecticut, but they have been really good in their fast break opportunities. A 16-6 advantage in that category over the Mystics. But right now you would think that Washington may have to look for some threes with the time and score being what it is right now.
Edwards looking for an outlet, gets it to Sykes. 8 on the shot clock. And that'll be deflected out of bounds by Mabry. 5 on the shot clock for Washington.
Well, plenty of time for a clean look, but it's got to be solid screens being set here. And again, maybe looking for Washington to get a triple try out of this possession.
Sykes will take it. Jones with the rebound.
Got to take him, though. I mean, that's what you need right now. You got to do it.
Under 2 minutes to go now in this fourth quarter.
High ball screen, and Jones likes to slip that. Engsler got stuck under that screen, though. Bonner almost got that triple.
Edwards managed to get that rebound off of Jones. In transition, gets it to Engsler for the land.
Really good pass. Up ahead, inside. Engsler, ability to pay that one off.
Harris getting to the hoop. And we'll head to the free throw line. We'll take a look, Christy, at the handle of the game.
Yeah, the connectivity for Washington has been great. You see the great pass there by the rookie, Aaliyah Edwards, downstairs to Emily Engsler, and Washington with 26 paint points, 22 assists on 29 made shots. They've also knocked in 13 threes, but you know, for me, I'm looking over at what Connecticut has been able to do. They've gotten to the free throw line 21 times. They've made all 21 of them right now. And then for Washington, 10 of 13 from the line. So I heard Chas Melvin talking to Wes Hall in the pregame show and also at halftime saying Washington needs to get themselves to the line if they can a little bit more. But that's the separator, as well as the three-point shooting prowess that Connecticut has presented this afternoon.
That handle of the game was brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook. Here's Walker-Kimbrough. Now Sutton who's into the game. And they're going to get Nelson Adoda on a foul, pushing Edwards in the back. And Caitlin Bickle will check in for the first time here this afternoon. Edwards, now Walker-Kimbrough, 10 on the shot clock. Try to go to Edwards, and they're going to get a foul on Bickle. And we'll take a look at the drive of the game brought to you by CarMax.
Brittany Sykes in this first half just put Dejanay Carrington on notice. Had her on a little bit of skates early with the in and out dribble. And a little hezzy. And then the drop under. the contest. Brittany Sykes, 9 points on the afternoon.
And the Mystics, after today, will have a couple days off before they play again at Dallas. Angsler with the rebound off the miss. Walker Kimbrough off the kick. Got it to go.
That's the toughest three-point shot to guard. Other than a transition triple, it's the kickouts from offensive rebounds. No one is established or organized defensively. Nice drop home. Actually, Tori Walker Kimbrough from Maryland. I'm sorry, for the Mystics from Maryland.
6 on the shot clock. Kick out to Harris. 4 seconds. Pull-up jumper on the baseline goes for Ty Harris. Coming up on 30 seconds to go here in the quarter. Melvin attacking. Burton got the block on that, and the Studu Fall kept that alive for Connecticut. Burton.
Yeah, Veronica Burton is just such a menace on the defensive end. A couple of blocks for Connecticut this afternoon. Made a difference for them. Off the bench.
And dribbling this one out with the shot clock winding down. Connecticut will take the shot clock violation, and we'll take a look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Ticketmaster. As I mentioned, they'll head to Dallas for a Tuesday matchup, and then to Phoenix. And then they'll welcome in the Lynx, head out to Chicago, and welcome in the Dream as the game will come to an end. A 96-85 win for Connecticut.